Okay, so today we're going to be unboxing the iPhone 15 Pro Max, as well as some accessories from Grams28, who have kindly supplied me with a few accessories. This video is maybe slightly different because I'm recording a voiceover because, to be honest, my audio messed up. So I think you can still enjoy this. Okay, so I'm just gonna obviously open the iPhone and have a look at what's inside. So obviously, the unboxing experience of the iPhone has now been quite, trimmed down these days. They don't have much excitement here. But what you do have, to be fair, what you do have is a really beautiful case. And I went for the 256 gig model. Me personally, I just never needed anything more than that. I think one thing actually you should check, and actually this is the same mistake I made. If you have an iPhone and it looks like you don't have a lot of memory, but you also have Apple's podcast app, see how much memory that's taken. Because I checked on my phone and it was taking over 100 gigabytes of just downloaded podcasts that I was never gonna watch. So yeah, either that, delete that, and then make sure you don't have that working in the background. Okay, so now we can see the iPhone. I finally got it in my hands. It felt a little bit lighter to me than the 13 Pro Max, which is what I have right now, which is what I had, which is what I'm moving from. So it felt a bit lighter to me in the hand, but I'll be honest, it's not significant. So you can see me there comparing the two. It's nothing, it's not like a night and day difference. It's like a very subtle difference. What was nice is the curved edges. That's something you definitely notice. It does feel like a smoother, a little bit more ergonomic, not such a sharp edge. And I actually really like the kind of matte feel of the edges. I like the glossiness and the shininess of the 13 Pro Max, those edges, but I do like the nice classic feel of the edges of the titanium. It really, to me, kind of upgrades, or it just makes it feel to me a little bit more kind of like timeless look, to be honest, a little bit more classy. So yeah, this is just me admiring my new phone. I went for white this time. I've always actually wanted to get white, but I've always, for some reason, not got it. But yeah, but this time I went for white. I like how clean it looks. See, I'm just comparing the two phones to see if there's a difference in terms of the weight. And looks like I'm just trying to turn it on and off. Okay. So yeah, that's the thing we've been waiting for. So the USB-C, this is what we've all been waiting for. I think this is a game changer. It looks like we needed the EU to, force Apple to do it, but hey, they did it. And to me, I think that could be a real game changer. It might be the reason why I start filming these YouTube videos with my iPhone, because that USB-C, it just gives me a bit of flexibility. And maybe I'll make a video on that if I do start filming videos with my iPhone and show you guys what I'm up to with that. But whilst I'm playing around here, I'll just say the Grams28 sponsor I have, it's not a paid sponsorship. It's nothing. They haven't paid me to do anything. They just asked me. Well, actually, it's not true. I asked them if I could try one of their products, a couple of different products for the iPhone, and also the Apple Watch. So you'll see, I'll have an Apple Watch leather band and an iPhone leather case, which is interesting because Apple have stopped doing their leather case. So if you're looking for a leather case for your iPhone, spoiler alert, this one is pretty good. And this is just me showing the USB-C adapter or dongle and how it can work with the iPhone, which is pretty cool because he's got HDMI, it's got a memory card, it's got a headphone jack. So that could be interesting. I mean, I'm not really sure what the use cases are. I guess maybe you're recording video with your iPhone, maybe that could be a use case, but I just think that it's just all round better experience for us to have a USB-C port rather than a Lightning port, which I've never really understood and I've never liked. Okay, so we're moving on to the Grams 28 unboxing. So they've given me like a little care package, which I really appreciate because I've been wanting to try some of their accessories. As I said, all this is a honest overview, impressions of the product. They haven't paid me to say anything. Of course, they gave it to me for free, so you know, I know people will say you're biased just off the jump for that, but you know, I'll always be honest with what I think. But yeah, okay, so we're in the box now, and they actually added these like kind of complimentary sock like I don't even know what they're called, but you can put like your phone in there. I guess you can put some sunglasses in there. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'll be honest, I haven't found a use for them just yet, but I could definitely see sunglasses going in there or something. But yeah, they feel nice. They feel nice. They're nice to touch. And yeah, they had the Apple Watch leather band in there. This, like straight away, you can smell it. It feels nice, smells nice. If you like the smell of leather, that is, of course. And I think it looks nice, and it'll be interesting to see how that kind of patinas over time and just kind of ages over time. And yeah, this is me just putting the iPhone in there just to demonstrate that you can fit a phone in there. And then they also gave me this wrist strap, which is quite interesting, which you'll see me demonstrate in a second. But yeah, you can put it onto a bag. They give you a little attachment, which you can then put it onto your phone. So yeah, that's the strap attachment that you can use to attach it to your phone. So I'll show you what that looks like. It's quite interesting little tool. And then that's the leather case for the iPhone. So as I said, Apple have discontinued their leather case, and if you want a leather case, I'll be honest, I'll be using this video. When I'm going to be posting the video, it'll be a bit delayed, so I've been using this for about a week, and I think it's really good. It's very protective so far, and I like the way it feels in your hand. And again, it'll be interesting to see how the leather kind of ages over time, but really good. And look, I'm comparing it to the leather iPhone 14 Pro Max case and from Apple, and I'll be honest, I didn't like that case at all, because you can see how kind of battered and not in a good way as well scratched up it looks, and the kind of material is flaring. And what's really strange is, you know, I mean, this is Apple's kind of premier leather case, and I haven't had it for that long. I haven't had it for a year. I don't even think I've even had it for 6 months, and it's not held up well. You know, it hasn't aged in a nice way. It's kind of scratched, and like I said, the material's flaring. You can see that right there. And it's a bit strange because I don't really particularly do anything adventurous with my phones, so it's quite strange. So yeah, I'm hoping this one can last a bit longer, have a bit more durability. See, the edges aren't leather, so the edges are some sort of I don't know if it's like plastic or composite material, but yeah, they're not leather, so that flaring shouldn't happen. So the leather is just on the back. But yeah, the only thing I thought when I was slightly not amazing about this case, and I think it's improved since I first put it on, but you see the edges of the case. So where, not the edge of the case, but the kind of inseam. So I'll show you in a second. Yeah, so essentially, if it felt like it wasn't quite snug on the iPhone. There was like a little bit of spacing. So I'm sure I'll slow down in a second to show you guys. But I think I'm quite excited about my new phone and my new case. But yeah, definitely better than the old Apple leather case for sure. Yeah, it has a little a lanyard, well, is it lanyard attachment, so you can loop something through and have a little wrist strap. So this is not for the wrist strap I mentioned before. This is for like a smaller attachment. You can just loop it through. Yeah, which is, you know, it's a nice. Some people like that, so it's a nice addition, and adds a little grip to it as well. So what I was talking about before with the edges, I think maybe that might come later in the video. So just be patient. So yeah, this is where I'm going to explain the wrist strap thing. So the attachment, which comes in some cool little packaging. Yeah, I think this is actually quite clever. So you'll see in a second. So that's the thing below is the loop you can put around what we just saw. And then what I'm going to show here is this quite clever way of adding an attachment to a phone. Now I have to be honest, I do struggle a bit with this because that piece of metal is stuck with what looks like glue, and it's a thinnish metal. It's not super strong, to be honest, but that's kind of not the point. So once you have it, you can slip it through the case on the inside, right? You can see that there, and then you put your phone into the case like so. I think this is where you'll see that on the edges there's a little bit of something, but we'll get there. Okay, so yeah, I think, yeah, see, it felt like it was popping out a little bit, and I don't know if that was me not applying it properly, but you see that on the ridge there, like the phone is almost like popping out. So maybe that's me, that's a me problem maybe, because that seems like an obvious issue that would have been picked up. But in any case, how it works is then you can now add your wrist strap to it, right? So now you have a kind of cool-ish looking wrist strap, which I think to be honest, if you're taking like a lot of pictures, you know, in like a urban city, let's be honest, you know, there's a lot of unfortunate incidents with people on motorcycles stealing phones. Maybe this will give you a little bit of peace of mind, I don't know. But it's definitely good quality level-wise, feels strong. And you know, if you look at the way you've attached the hook to the phone, you know, through the case, I think it would be very difficult for that to like break, but probably not impossible. So, you know, take your time with that, I would say. Okay, so I'm going to try this again. I'm going to put it through, and let's see if that still is that space, that gap between the phone. Okay, so it's better than it was before, but you can see there is still that little bit of an exposed edge, you know. And yeah, so that was slightly disappointing. I mean, to be honest, I didn't know if I was necessarily planning to use the wrist strap, so not the biggest issue for me personally, but I would say that's slightly disappointing considering I really like the idea. It's just the execution has been slightly let down, but because, you know, that is now quite exposed. If you drop your phone, that edge protection doesn't necessarily exist anymore. You can obviously use that wrist strap to, you know, make you feel more comfortable with your phone whilst you're doing tourist things. Okay, so we are looking at the leather Apple Watch band. So this is the Apple Watch Ultra. So I got the Apple Watch Ultra, and I'll make a video separately on that. But I got the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and I thought this band would pair really, really well with it from Grams 28. So it went on very smooth, and I think this is the kind of band that patinas over time as well, like I said. So it'll be good to see how that ages over time. I've been using it for about a week now, and I think it's very comfortable. I haven't had any kind of reaction, irritation, skin issue things with it. It's been pretty much the same as any Apple Watch strap I've had. I think it seems like good quality, and I like the more kind of classic look it gives to the Apple Watch. I think, as I've always said, I think the Apple Watch Series 5, or the kind of the regular Apple Watch in like a stainless steel, does look better than the Apple Watch Ultra, especially when paired with like a leather band like this and maybe a classic watch face. But you know, I wanted to I just wanted more battery life with the Apple Watch Ultra. That's the main thing, to be honest. That's the main thing. And yeah, as you can see, I think it looks quite clean. It's quite clean. It's very comfortable, like I said, and I think it looks more watch-like. You know, I don't particularly like the style of watch where it feels or looks like a toy. But you know, obviously it's still a smartwatch, so it's not ever gonna look super like classical. But I want to like tone down the techie look to it. But yeah, I hope you got something out of this video. It's a little bit unfortunate about the audio, but unfortunately these things happen. I will make videos about the Apple Watch again, and I'll do an update video for all the grams 28 stuff after I've had it for a little while. So yeah, we'll get a more in-depth review. We can actually see if it's actually holds up better than the Apple's official iPhone leather case. So yeah, we'll check that out in time. There'll be more videos. I do need to be more consistent, and I will be more consistent. I'll bring more videos, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It takes a moment for you, but it means the world to me, and I'll catch you in the next one.